I'm not trying to be overly dramatic here, but I am absolutely done with synthetic hair. Okay, done with synthetic braiding hair. I had no idea how toxic synthetic braiding hair is.
First was relaxer. They found some carcinogenic ingredients in relaxer and warning people that use relaxer, women that use relaxer on their hair, to stop using relaxer on their hair because it can lead to cancer one way or the other. Now it is synthetic braiding hairs. The hairs we used to braid our hair to make braids, Ghana weaving, so many. You can use extensions, synthetic extensions here to make your hair and look good, right? And now they tested 10 popular brands and found out that they have carcinogenic ingredients in them and can lead to cancer. My own first question, when I saw that news, the first question is like, why did nobody thought of testing these things before releasing it for women to use? Nobody thought about testing it. It's like, oh, this thing is popular, is out there. Let us test it if it's safe. So we can tell people that, oh, this thing contains so thing. Because I don't think I'm going to buy an extension to braid my hair and I'll be checking the ingredients. Oh, does it have, even though they write it, I don't think I have to check. I don't think it's normal. It's not like it's food that you're consuming. This is what you put on your hair. Just put on your hair and make your hair look good. And the thing is that it's not just causing cancer for the person using it. It may also cause cancer for the braider as well.
Our latest investigation found carcinogens in all 10 products of artificial braiding hair that we tested. Beauty products such as synthetic braiding hair are largely unregulated, and some ingredients are not required to be listed on the package. This puts the health of people who wear synthetic braiding hair and the braiders who install them at risk. If you wear synthetic braids, one tip to decrease your overall exposure is to take breaks between installs. Braids are often worn for many weeks, and prolonged repeated exposure increases your risk. We contacted all synthetic braiding hair brands we tested for comment. Only two, Sensational and Magic Fingers, responded, both disagreeing with our testing methodology. Hair's own Sensational said, "We unequivocally stand by the safety of Sensational products, and our company urges consumers to continue to confidently use Sensational products." Magic Finger said that we strongly stand by the safety of our products and the quality materials used to make them. Neither company responded to questions about whether or not they do pre-market testing of their products for lead, volatile organic compounds, or other contaminants. Read our full investigation, including other concerning findings from our tests, through the link in our bio.
Hey, beautiful people. I am today, Chaga Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in another interesting video. So we're talking about this viral post that is going on now, whereby they tested 10 different brands that does synthetic braiding hair or synthetic extension to make hair, to braid hair, to do very nice hair, right? And at least I know one. If one is popular where I'm from, Darling, I think Darling and Expression, I think. And you all, these extensions are not only used for adults, they are used for babies as well. Children, not babies, at least kids, like from 2 years upwards, you use extensions to make their hair look pretty. And the thing is, you know how long we women have been using extension to make our hairs, since the extension to braid hair. I remember then when I was young, when it's around that Christmas period, my mom will definitely do braids. Like December, we are doing braids. Everybody's going to buy attachment. They call it attachment. We're going to do braids. So imagine how many braids using synthetic hair that I've used all my life. And now there's a research showing that it can lead to cancer or it has some carcinogenic ingredient. Like it's just crazy what is going on. Have you heard this? Let me know your thought down in the comment section. I have few reaction on people talking about it and try to find alternative and other brands that may not cause or that may not have such chemicals in their products. Let me read these videos for you all to watch, and yeah, we'll come back and talk about it.
Our latest investigation found carcinogens in all 10 products of artificial braiding hair that we tested. Beauty products such as synthetic braiding hair are largely unregulated, and some ingredients are not required to be listed on the package. This puts the health of people who wear synthetic braiding hair and the braiders who install them at risk.
I don't think you heard them the first time. They took 10 different brands of synthetic braiding hair and they tested all 10. And all of them come back with carcinogens in that can cause cancer. 10 of them. They got a strike. Do you know how hard it is to get 10 out of 10? I don't know if any of you have ever watched They Clone Tyrone on Netflix, you know, the one with Jamie Foxx in and John Boyega. The message that they put in that film is exactly the type of stuff that we're seeing here. How is it that we have been braiding our hair for centuries, and no one thought, hey, maybe we should test these and try and put some regulations on them? Did no one think? They're absolutely fine pushing products out to us in the masses for cheap prices and know that we will grab them, because at the end of the day, braiding is meant to be a protective and cost-effective style. No one has the money constantly when they want to get braids done to be buying fresh bundles all the way from Malaysia off AliExpress. We want something cheap, but just because it's cheap doesn't mean it has to be riddled with things that are going to make us sick or deter our health in the long term. The saddest thing about this is that what was once a hairstyle for Black women is now a conscious health decision. Those people who want to get their hair braided to make themselves feel good, who want to get their children's hair braided so it's a protective style that they can manage while they're in school or whatever. And then for the people who are braiding hair, who now have to go and seek probably more organic products that cost them more to buy, it charges the client more, when really this shouldn't be in our hands. It should have never been in our hands. This should have been touched and covered and tested years ago. But still, why are we so behind? This isn't just about braiding hair. This is about being a woman in a consumer-driven society in general. Why do we have to know all of these dangerous, harmful chemicals and have to recognize them ourselves on the back of packets, when simply the person who is creating them could do the testing, make them more natural, make them more affordable, but they don't. It's greed over and over again. I know expression packs. I've been buying expression packs. For me personally, I don't mind paying the 50, 60 extra P if it means that I will not get cancer for putting it on my head. But you could have told us that. You could have put it on the pack. You could have maybe drawn us to a website to make us understand this, but you don't. And you never do. The truth is, I don't know where we go from here, but what I know is that I have a privilege, and you watching might have a privilege, to buy the more organic, natural variations of synthetic braiding hair. But let's be real, this hair is all over the world, and a lot of people and a lot of Black women are going to be missed out of that conversation and not going to be able to have access to that, and are going to have to continually use these things and products every single day because that's all they can get their hands on. And this is scary. This is scary. How we have left this so long, I don't know. And how this world created a vaccine in like 3 months, 4 months flat, but didn't think to test a simple product over the span of 50, 60, 70 years. I don't know.
So y'all heard about the carcinogens found in the braiding hair, right? It's pretty much all the synthetic braiding hair. So we've been setting ourselves up for years. We might be developing cancer because of this braiding hair, right? 2 companies responded, but they didn't want to answer certain questions. All I know, y'all probably tired of seeing this bust down, but y'all gonna be seeing this bust down a lot, because something's gonna probably soon come up about the human hair, because even though it's human, this stuff has to be processed and all this stuff in order for us to get it putting out here, sewn in our head, or wear a wig or whatever. And I'm gonna wear my wigs, but I'm telling you, I'm about to slack up and just wear my own natural black hair that God blessed me with. But yes, the braiding hair, carcinogens found in it. So they're telling the people who are installing it to take breaks in between it. And for us who be wearing it a long time like me, because baby, I'm gonna get my money's worth. And I want some braids right now. But baby, I ain't finna do it. You gotta check it out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna upload it after this.
I'm not trying to be overly dramatic here, but I am absolutely done with synthetic hair, okay? Done with synthetic braiding hair. I had no idea how toxic synthetic braiding hair is. Yeah, I'm talking about, you know, like the connect along and all of the different braiding hair that we use. that looks like afro textured hair, that stuff is poisonous, okay? Yeah, seriously. So harmful chemicals such as polyethylene tetraphthalate or PET, polypropylene or PP, and polyvinyl chloride are chemicals linked to a range of health issues, including skin irritation, respiratory problems like asthma, and even cancer. All right, think about Caneculon, right? We all use Caneculon, right? Really affordable and popular. Well, it has acrylonitrile and vinyl chloride as well, both of which are toxic to humans. And according to the National Cancer Institute, directly links vinyl chloride with leukemia, lymphoma, and rare forms of liver, brain, and lung cancer. So I'm done.
All right, let's dissect Consumer Reports' findings that synthetic braiding hair contains carcinogens, because people are already jumping to conspiracy theories. So they tested 10 different products for the presence of heavy metals as well as volatile organic compounds, VOCs. The brands are in the left-hand corner, including Darling, Debut, and Sensational. And they tested each product twice, which is why you see duplicates of each one. And they concluded that all 10 products contained levels of lead that exceeded the maximum allowable dose level, as set by California because there is no national level for this. However, the MADL they went off of is for drinking water, which is only based off of oral exposure, not dermal exposure. So I emailed them asking why did they base the exposure limit off of oral exposure, not dermal exposure, because you're not eating your braids. And part of the reason they went with the oral exposure model is because of the likelihood of braiders coming in contact with the braid by eating food after braiding somebody's hair and not washing their hands, or little kids with braided hair putting the braids in their mouth. And while I understand why they went with that model, I don't agree with it because, again, you're not intentionally ingesting braids. Any contact with the mouth is incidental. Plus, the limit for lead allowed in lipstick is 5 ppm, while none of the lead concentrations in the tested braid samples exceeded 0.2 ppm. And you're much more likely to ingest lead via lipstick than you are via hair. But you might ask, why is there lead allowed at all? It's because lead is kind of impossible to get rid of. It's elemental, it's in the ground. So these are very conservative limits to account for the fact that lead is just ubiquitous. And as for the VOCs, the level of benzene detected in this is far below the standard set by OSHA for daily exposure. But the biggest concern with the VOCs would be acetone, which may or may not be a concern for you if you get nails done, because you are exposed to some amount of VOCs when you boil the braids to seal the ends. So if you have any respiratory issues, breathing in that acetone might be a concern. Otherwise, I don't find their findings cause for alarm because the levels detected here are far below other things like bentonite clay. Bentonite clay has a good amount of lead in it. But ultimately, I'm just here to help you make informed decisions. I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't buy. If you'd like synthetic hair alternatives, I have a video on rebundle that you should check out. Also worth noting that this product from Sensational contained no detectable levels of lead. I hope this helps.
Y'all, I swear to y'all, them people is not lying about that braiding hair. Last year, a girl had emailed me for promo for Knotless Plaits, and I ended up going to her to do the promo. And after she did my hair, maybe like a little after a week, I literally broke out in a big rash in my head. It was almost like I had hives, like it was making my skin crawl. I had to wake up in the middle of the night and go to Aventure Urgent Care. They had to give me literal cream, like some drop shit to put in my head to cure it up, and I had to take the hair out. So my mom, like, I ain't never going back to this girl. If you on my YouTube, you remember this happened to me. I'm like, I ain't never going back to this girl. I don't know what she used in my head, but that it broke me out, right? And this was the first time this happened to me. I done had knotless pets like years ago. I always used to wear knotless, right? So a couple of months later, I end up going to my homegirl and I told her what happened. She used different hair and everything. I promise y'all, no lie, the shit happened again. Like 4 days later, I started seeing bumps in my head and they was getting like little pus heads in them. I had to take my hair out like 4 days later. I was so mad. I don't know what they done did to that hair, but it is true. That hair has something in it that is causing us disease. They say it's cancer. I don't know, but that hair got something in it.
So about that braiding hair, I'm a little annoyed because when I was swollen on them sides and stuff like that for doing these same twists in my head, so the whole time when I had rashes, breaking out, looking swollen, I probably should have been going to the emergency room. What you saying about some braiding hair? Everything is just against us right now. Like, we can't even wear braiding hair. Like, come on now. It be the weave, it be the braiding hair, it be the perm. Bitch, we can't even eat. It's the food. Damn near can't even wear clothes because the dye and shit give you yeast infections, sensitive skin. I'm just at a loss for words. Clothes, shoes, food, braiding hair, ding-a-ling, they all contaminated. You just can't.
We got a problem. So these synthetic braids that we've been rocking is full of chemicals, and some of them have been linked to cancer. And the companies is saying that they don't have nothing to do with it. There was an investigation, and they tested 10 brands of synthetic braiding hair, and every single one had carcinogens in it. And they don't have to even tell us what's in it because the beauty industry is unregulated. So they said that Sensational and Magic Singers said that we stand by our products. They also asked them that if they test for lead or VOCs or other toxic mess, and guess what? Crickets. So if you still want to be able to wear braids without the health risk, I'm gonna give you 3 alternatives. First one is human hair. It's expensive, yes, I know, but it's light and it's natural and it's chemical free. Second one is gonna be wool or yarn braids. So these are going to be soft, stylish, and scalp friendly. Now, the third one that I just found out about is called plant-based hair. So they're making biodegradable, non-toxic braiding hair from bananas, hemp, and other plants. It's soft, it's lightweight, and it's scalp friendly. Now, I'm not saying for you to ditch your braids forever because we all love a nice braided hairstyle, but just take a break, detox your scalp, and stop letting these companies play in your face because nobody is trying to look cute for the cost of your health.
About that cancerous braiding hair, y'all should have been knew this. They told you about this before. A while ago. A long time ago. About 10 years ago type. There was a trend where everybody, started with little yarn braids and what forth and what have you. That's where that trend came from, was because the braiding hair was causing cancer. And then after y'all wore the yarn braids and realized it was snatching you bald, drying your hair out because you guys were using freaking acrylic. Yeah, but anyway, they've been told you that they've been told you that the braiding hair was carcinogen, was cancerous. And no, the little shampoo and water is not going to help you wash it away. Little vinegar, no. And the fact that somebody got to tell you that no, it's not going to work for you to just be dipping it and whatnot because it is a fiber. Okay, it's put together like that. So I mean, that little carcinogen piece is in between that fiber. You're not washing it out. Okay, thank you. Bye.
What are we supposed to do now? What hair are we supposed to do now? Because I don't understand. I feel like at this point they should start testing edge controls, shampoos, leave-in conditioning, and all of that. I feel like at this point everything needs to be tested. Okay, and the ones that contain those chemicals, take them off the market because this is getting insane. This is getting insane. No wonder when you braid your hair, sometimes when I braid my hair, let me tell you guys, why my hair does not last on my hair when I braid my hair with those synthetic hair is because I usually have headaches. I'll just have a headache from nowhere. I'm not stressed, I'm not thinking, I'm just having headache. And I'll be like, what is this headache? Until I take off the hair on my head before the headache will come down. That's when the headache will come down. So I think I believe it. I think I believe there's something inside those attachments because I will just start having headache from nowhere and I'm not capping. And that is why the hair doesn't last on my hair. When I use those synthetic hair, they don't last because I will start having headache from nowhere. Nowhere. Yes, you can have headache. Headache can lead to, anything can make you have headache, but I'm not doing anything that wants to make me have headache. I was just start having headache, constant headache that is not going. Once I take off those braids, gone. So what are we saying? Some people are saying is racism, that they just want to erase us out of the world. We are doing too much. Okay, so they just try to poison us without us knowing. Because I don't think you can take braiding out of women lifestyle. I don't think you can do that. Okay, because braiding, when you braid your hair, you look more pretty. Your hair, it protects your hair. Your hair, in fact, your hair might even grow. Your hair will grow when you braid your hair. It's like you're protecting your hair. And you cannot keep combing your hair all the time. You have to braid it, you have to protect it and wear braid. And you can only use the one you can afford, right? This one on my hair, I'm on braids right now. But this one is not a synthetic one. This one is human hair. Human hair for braids, or how do I put it? We want to braid your hair because you just have to braid your hair. It's not every time everybody want to just be combing and packing your hair. How long do you want to comb and pack your hair? How long do you want to fix or wear wig for? So my own is that what kind of hatred does this word have for women? Because it's getting too much every year and there. It's mostly affecting us, and it's crazy. Just two brands responded, and like, oh, they didn't respond with approval. They only responded like, yours, it's safe, use it. It's safe, use it. There's no proof of saying that what they said was wrong or not. Their own is safe, use it. Just two brands responded out of 10. It shows that the remaining 8, they know. Like, they know what they're putting inside, and they keep producing just to. And the thing is that, yes, your thing is affordable, or it's cheap for people to use, and it's not even cheap. It's no longer cheap anymore. To braid your hair with synthetic hair is no longer cheap anymore. To me, it's not very expensive. That's why I'm like, it doesn't make sense for me to put so much money for something that I will not reuse. That's why I'm like, okay, you know what, let me just invest on human hair that I will keep using when I want to braid my hair. I think that's just my own thing. It's no longer cheap anymore. It's still expensive, because if you calculate the money you will use to braid your hair, you cannot use that attachment again like that. Even if you reuse it, it's not going to be as cute as it used to. Most of the time, you just have to cut it off and just get it off your hair, right? So I won't say it's cheap, Seth. It's still expensive. It's no longer cheap. It was cheap before, but now it's looking so expensive that to even sit down and calculate how much you're going to use to braid your hair, you'll be like, do I really need to braid my hair or just wear a wig? I feel like the scariest part of it for me is the little girls that braid their hair with this attachment or synthetic extensions that they use. I feel like that is one that scared me most, because these little ones don't even know anything. Okay, and that's why I say that this world is just so scary, and bringing children to this world is scary as well, because everything is just all shades of wrong, all shades of wrong. Everything is, because, like, okay, I get it when they say relaxer causes cancer, because sometimes you can't even put that on your hair for a long time. But we put these braids on our hair. Sometimes you carry a braid. When you carry a braid for a month, it shows that, yeah, the braid really lasted. Like, you're actually braiding your hair to put it on your hair for a long time. You're not braiding your hair for 5 days. You won't go through that pain to braid your hair for 5 days. You braid your hair so that it can be on your hair for months, at least 1 month. Because if you braid your hair and you lose your hair, if sometimes when I braid my hair and I lose it for like a week or 2 weeks max, I'm always like, why did you lose your hair? It's braid. You should have allowed you to stay for a month or something. You're supposed to braid your hair to stay longer, to protect your hair, because it's painful. You go through that pain and stress of sitting down for a long time. At the end of the day, you are causing harm to yourself. Like, everything's just scary. Or what's your take on this conversation going on? Let me know your thought down in the comment section. Respectfully, check out Mara David, and thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.